Hi everyone, it's 11th of March 2021, and before we look at the charts, I wanted to address one issue. I had a conversation with one of my friends, and he mentioned why is it important to look at altcoin versus BTC pairs. So he was convinced that when he bought Litecoin, he's done pretty well. I mean, if you look at the charts, this is the Litecoin versus USD, and it actually does look good. It's in early October, the prices were around $50, and right now the highest is made is 255. It does look very good. It's a good investment. However, if we look at Litecoin versus BTC, it's just been chopping for a couple of months, and in fact, if I zoom out, it's just been on a massive downtrend. It's very important when buying a when investing in Litecoin, you compare it to the Bitcoin value and look at the charts. Now, some of you might say, why? Why does it have to be BTC? Why can't we look at versus ETH against or any other altcoin? It's because Bitcoin is the legacy coin. Hedge funds and Elon Musk and that famous hedge fund, MicroStrategy, they're not buying ETH, they're not buying any other altcoins, they're only buying Bitcoin. So it's very important to compare it to Bitcoin. I hope this clears out and you understand why I am looking at most of my charts. I am looking at altcoins against BTC. This does not mean I would neglect altcoins against USD. Uh, I'm gonna give you an example. USD. So a few months back, I looked at this chart. This is a symmetrical triangle, and upon the breaking of the symmetrical triangle, I did not enter this trade at all because I thought, well, this is dot against the USD. Dot against the BTC didn't look quite great. However, if I zoom out, you can see how much I've missed. The only time I will look back on the I will take a trade bit on the alt versus the USD pair is when it's making a chart pattern. Do you footage? Do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, no, we mentioned this before, right? Where it's almost pointless checking the USD pair simply because you're just better off holding Bitcoin. In the overwhelming majority of the cases, you're just better off just holding on to Bitcoin and not even trading.
Yes.
And as you mentioned, there are some cases. Despite that, it's still worth looking at the USD pairs just in case you get some pattern formation. This is an example. I think BNB was another example
Yes.
where
BNB. Yeah.
where there wasn't much going on the BTC, but on the USD chart, there was some kind of setup. There was a few other
Yeah.
ones I know you had on the perpetual where there's some patterns form. But yeah,
Yes. I'm just gonna
let's
quickly show the BNB, the chart pattern that I missed out on. Um, it was it was this rectangle that it was building. Rectangle is one of my favorite chart patterns. And up on the break, I didn't enter it. Of course, I didn't enter. And look at this. Look at this. Look at the gains that he's made. So it's worth looking at the altcoin versus USD sometimes as well. So let's get right to it. We had a look at Litecoin. Let me show you a potential opportunity in Dogecoin. Dogecoin had a massive run, as you can see. It had a bit of a pullback. Well, quite a lot of pullback. It's right now it's consolidating in this rectangle. A break upon the to the a break in the resistance zone upside it would result me in entering in this trade. The stop loss and everything will be determined once that happens. But for the moment, I'm looking at this as a consolidation. Yes, I do accept that rectangles and symmetrical triangles and pennants, they're most likely consolidation, and the likely outcome is in the direction of prior the consolidation. So prior to the consolidation, we had this, and then the likelihood is to go down. However, if it goes to the upside, I will be interested in this. It's made quite a lot of gains. VET is the one that I've noticed today. It's so potentially what we have here, we have a inverse head and so we have inverse head and shoulders. So potential bottom here. You have head, right shoulder, and left shoulder. We had a breakout, which was a false breakout, resulting in a pullback, and then we had another breakout. A standard way of measuring distance targets is from head right to the breakout zone. However,
That's a neckline.
Neckline. Yes, this is a neckline. However, this being a if this bottomed out, then I believe this could go much higher. The only problem with this is me entering this trade is that we have this small resistance zone really close by. So upon breaking that resistance zone, I will be interested in entering that trade. If this wasn't here, then I would have entered this and then put a stop loss just below the neckline. DRC, something I've noticed today, had a massive uptrend, but I don't like the way the chart looks like. I like it when it goes up and it has a steady pullback. This looks just a little bit too messy. Zilliqa had massive gains today. However, Zilliqa is facing a resistance in this area right here. Potentially is consolidating in this rectangle, so hopefully as soon as he reaches this area and upon the close, I will be interested in trading this. ETH BTC is just not looking good. I've exited this trade. This has given back all its gains and is going to these prior lows. Just doesn't look good. DOT against BTC doesn't look that good. However, if we look at DOT against USD, we still have this pennant. We had a penetration of the trend line yesterday, and today we just made a pin bar. Let me just quickly show you how these normally work out. So whenever you have pennant or triangles, you normally have one touch, two touch. I know there's been a third touch here, but it has to touch the other end for me to count as 3. 3, 4, and up on 5 it breaks. If the fifth one doesn't break and then it goes down, then it's more likely that it's going to break to the downside. So that is Litecoin. Sushi, yep, just waiting for this potential formation of head and shoulders. Right now he hasn't done it, he hasn't completed it, he doesn't have to. If it does, I'll be interested in this trade if it closes above this neckline. Theta BTC is probably the trade of the day. I did not enter this trade when it broke this neckline. I didn't have it on my watch list. I've entered it, I think, either in this candle or this candle. It has reached its target. I have taken out some profit. I left the rest. So you never know with crypto. We'll see what happens. But it has reached its target from the cup and handle. Unis BTC looks like it hopefully is stabilizing. Another green candle. I'd be interested in entering the trade. And finally, Bitcoin looks like it's about to break all-time highs. As I mentioned in yesterday's video, I hope Bitcoin doesn't just go up from here. I hope it consolidates for a month or two, just to get that healthy pullback, just to get, if we look at the weekly, just to get moving averages, just to get the price to catch up with the moving averages on the weekly and monthly. I think it'll be very healthy if it does that, if it just consolidates. I mean, what potentially could happen, we can have a break, a false break, and then just head back down. But so far it's very early to tell. We're just gonna have to wait and see. Anything else you want to add?
So with just going back to Zilliqa, and also just going back to what we mentioned earlier about how it is at times worth looking at the USD
Yeah.
pair. Just take a look at the ZIL USD pair and just think we drew a symmetrical circle, a symmetrical triangle.
Zilliqa. Uh,
Yeah.
Zilliqa, if anything, I mean, it's not a pretty one, but yeah, something like that. I never had it, but even if I did, what I mentioned yesterday is the closer he gets to the apex, the worse it is. I do understand that he's done performed very well, but for me, personally, if the price gets very close to the apex, then for me, I like to stay out. Also, it's not a very good one. Like it's a very messy one. It's not very clear. It's not very clear symmetrical triangle. So
In US dollar terms, how close is it to the all-time high?
all-time high. Okay, let's go look at monthly. I think it's all-time. Oh no, sorry. All-time high is 0.23 and we're on 1.75.
Okay.
0.175. Yeah.
Mm,
Yep.
yeah. Okay. So this isn't the trade you get into the Zilliqa.
No, Zilliqa BTC. I'm waiting for this. Waiting for this to break this resistance zone and close above it. Have a good close above it, and so around these areas. And yeah, we'll look at potential stop loss placements. But
Okay.
for now it's way early to say.
At the moment, what's looking like the best setup?
At the moment, I would have said this VET, but then again, with VET, is this resistance zone? So that's it's it's a little bit troubling. Potentially, what can happen? This could create a I mean, it's very early to say, but this could create a symmetrical triangle. You know, and then you
It's an
break.
ascending triangle.
That's ascending triangle. Yes, sorry, ascending triangle, and then break to the upside. But as long as this price isn't closed above this, I wouldn't enter this trade. But this does look like a head and shoulders bottom. But again, anything can happen in trading. That's why you have you only
Stop losses.
yeah, stop losses, and you only trade a very small you only risk a very small percentage. I do 1%. I don't go above 1%.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much for listening, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.
Bye. Bye.